What's going on, guys? This is TotalTank and welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry I haven't posted in quite a while, but I've had some shit go on. But yeah, enough of that. That'll be for another video. This is going to be covering the Odyn fight in the Trials of Valor on normal difficulty. Right, so first of all, you'll start off with Heimdall and Herja. In this video I'll be tanking Herja, and the main thing about this is that you need to tank them 35 yards apart, and you need to get them to 25% health at the exact same time. Well, not the exact same time, you do have a bit of leeway, but around about the same time. The abilities you need to look out for is Horn of Valor, because that is just basically the same as every fucking splash damage ability ever. If you're all bunched together, it'll deal loads of damage. If you spread out, it'll deal very little damage, right? So that is basically all you need to look out for in this phase. You want to be tanking to the right side of the room, round about where I am, and you want to stay away from being back to the middle, because that's where she's going to do a light, and basically all the DPS need to stand up, well, stand together and split the damage for that. So basically all you have to do is make sure that you're tanking 35 yards away from Heimdall, or Heimdall away from Herja, whichever way you're doing it. And all in all, this part of the fight is really easy compared to how it kicks in. Even on normal, which we're doing now, because I'll cover the normal, the heroic, and if I do it on mythic, I'll cover the mythic as well, which I'll be happy to do. But in this, it is really simple, this part of the fight, but then it ramps up quite quickly. It starts off quite casual, it starts off quite, right, well, I know what I'm doing, you know, and then you get them both to 25% health, and whichever one hits 25% health first, we'll start casting an ability called, one second, I will get this right, I even wrote it down so I get it right, Revivify. Yeah, I think that's right. But yeah, and as you see there, she's casting Revivify. You need to get him at 25% health, and then when he jumps away, Odyn will then come into the fight. When Odyn comes into the fight, that's when things start to get interesting. And what we decided to do was we decided to pull him to the left of the entrance. So all you have to do in this phase mainly is watch out for his shattering spears, like you just saw there, the shattering spears, because they let off little orbs, and they'll stun you for a short duration of time, but it's still an inconvenience, and you don't want to be getting hit by them because they do deal damage. But in this part as well, on heroic, he actually summons Heimdall and Herja back. On normal, I don't think he does, because I haven't seen them, or I might not be paying that much attention, but I don't see them. But he actually starts with a very annoying ability, which it stacks up every single time he hits the tank. So it's like on, who'd you call him, out of Highmall, Imperator, it starts stacking up. So when you start seeing the stacks go up, because it starts increasing his haste, like his melee haste, you just need to swap between the tanks. So when it gets to about 4, you swap, and you stop him from ramping this up, because that's when it really starts getting quite tense. It starts hurting quite a lot. And all in all, with dodging the shattering spears and the orbs as well, it does ramp up quite quick when you try to keep an eye on everything that's going on. But you'll see in a second the ability that I'm talking about, and I'll call it out to you when I see it. But like I say, it does stack up, so you need to make sure that you're taunting like every 3 or 4, depending on how much your tanks can take. It'll differ in different difficulties. Try saying that with a mouthful of round trees. But yeah, Odyn's test, that's it, number 5. Like it got to 5 there, but his haste starts going up, and he starts attacking more frequently, doing more and more damage. And this phase goes on to, I think, about 55%. That's literally all you have to do. You have to dodge the spears, dodge the orbs, taunt on about 3 or 4, depending on what you can actually handle. And then when he actually hits 55%, he starts to go into a phase called the final test. It's ideal that you save Bloodlust for this area, like for this part of the fight, and he'll segregate the room into 3 different areas. So I'll start describing it a bit more when we see that phase kick in, which should be right about nowish, which I'm guessing. But yeah, you see the ground goes like a steamy yellow colour. You have to drag him to the clean area, so that is area 1, the other side is area 2, and the middle is area 3. And what happens is, as a tank, you get targeted with an ability that really does hurt. It's called Stormforged Spear, which inflicts 1,630,000 damage to the target, but the it does actually do less damage the further away you are. So what you want to do is you want to keep Odyn at one very edge of the area, and have the other tank with the Stormforged Spear run towards the other edge of the area, the furthest edge of the area. That way you can mitigate most of the damage and also pop some cooldowns, because this is a really painful ability. And as far as tanking goes, that's just about it. Just make sure the boss is in the like for phase 3. Just make sure the boss is in the corner, so that you're not taking up more space than you need to. Make sure you're actually in a safe zone. It does get really hectic towards the end, especially for a normal fight. I really enjoyed this fight; it was brilliant. But yeah, like I'm doing there, I'm tanking him in a corner, and the other tank's just running to the other side, which is absolutely fine because it mitigates the damage, takes the damage away from us, but it also deals damage to other players around. So, like I say, as long as you follow these instructions, like tanking the first two 35 yards apart, getting both 25% health very quickly and at the same time, dodging the shattering spears and dodging the orbs, taunting on Odyn's test on 3 or 4, and making sure that you run away with the Stormforged Spear and you stood correctly, you will honestly breeze this fight as a tank. It's not massively difficult as a tank, it's just one of them fights that it tests your brain a little bit, especially to say that it starts in instance. But yeah, that'll be it for now, guys. I will be posting the Guam guide very, very soon. Thank you for saying subscribe. Thank you for all the new subscribers as well. Welcome to the channel, and I will hopefully see you as soon as possible. Thanks again for watching. Bye now.